Yo, what's good, everybody? It is your boy Lincoln Clay coming back at you with another live stream of Creed's Ride to Glory. I said ride. Damn. Rise to Glory. What the fuck? You know the drill. Hit the like button. Help spread the content to a wider audience. Make sure you hit the bell icon. Stay notified whenever I put out new content. Channel. I hope you are enjoying the content. And today's my off day from the gym, so it's time to get some cardio in. Time to get a few matches in. And if I happen to run into that dude that's been whooping my ass, I mean, this dude done beat me 7, 8 straight fights. I have not beaten this dude yet. I got to find a way to get past this dude because he's starting to talk more and more wild shit every time we run into each other. So I got to get past this dude. But for the most part today, today's my off day from the gym. And so on my off days, I'm trying to make it a point to get some cardio in by playing Creed. And so here we are. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 fights, be on for about 45 minutes. And then from there, I might finish the night off with Astrobot or Firewall. But if I do Firewall, I'm not sure if I'll stream it or not. But I don't know if I should touch on a quick subject or not. Today the hot topic seems to be whether people do not like the Xbox, whether people do not like Microsoft or the Xbox. I don't know if you want to consider those, separate, separate entities, even though it's a division of Microsoft. But, Randall Thor started this thing out today with a video. And I watched a couple of minutes of it, but, I didn't really finish watching it because I figured it was going to be some damage control shit. So I didn't really watch it. And then Craig Harris had a podcast today, and that was the title of the podcast, whether people like, the Xbox or not. And surprisingly, his guest was Randall Thor. So I made it a point not to watch that podcast because I want something to listen to tomorrow while I'm at work. And then Ryan the Professional just finished a video, J-Dog, what's up, about whether people dislike Microsoft or not. So that I felt like, that's kind of a hot topic for today. And I'm here to tell you, I make no bones about it. I do not hold back when it comes to letting people know that I do not like Microsoft. I think they are a shiesty and ruthless company. I think they are not, up until now, I don't think Microsoft was interested in trying to share the game platform with Sony. I think they were trying to destroy Sony. And they've made numerous attempts at trying to destroy Sony. And and I'm not white knighting for Sony, but Microsoft has made numerous attempts to try to destroy Sony, and two of the biggest ways that they tried to destroy Sony this year, they've tried to destroy Sony by trying to vilify them on the cross-play situation, while they continued to hide the game in particular behind a paywall and speak nothing of that. And then the biggest reason why I do not like, Microsoft in terms of them trying to destroy Sony is by trying to destroy what Sony is good at, and that's producing single-player games. And that's why, and that's where I got involved, because I love single-player games. I love seeing games play out like a movie. J-Dog, I've watched a few of Randall Thor's videos, and I can only watch him when I feel like he's being truly neutral. But there's a lot of times where he tries to act like he's neutral, but he's damage controlling and fanboying sometimes. And I think sometimes because of his connection with Phil Spencer and the rest of the Microsoft brass, I think sometimes he sidesteps around what he's really trying to say. But you know, back to Microsoft, they tried to vilify, they tried to destroy Sony by saying that, you know, single player games, nobody wants single player games, nobody likes single player games, single players are losing their popularity. They tried to start a campaign to try to destroy that. And single player games to play out like a movie is one of my passions. So Microsoft tried to take away something that I love by trying to destroy the company who specializes in producing those kind of games. And so that's one of the many reasons I do not like Microsoft. They are a systematic evil company. They have, you know, my dislike for them goes all the way back to the 360 generation from a personal experience I had with them and trying to get a Red Ring of Death 360 replaced. And they replaced it with a broken one. They took in my broken 360 and sent me back another broken one and then wanted to charge me to fix it. So that's where my personal dislike towards Microsoft has stemmed. And they continue to lie. And I mean, I don't think when it comes to gaming, no company on this planet lies more than Microsoft. And I don't care who you are. I don't care if you are a Microsoft fanboy or not. You cannot deny that fact that out of all the gaming entities, out of Nintendo, out of Sony, out of Microsoft themselves, out of Steam, whoever, nobody lies more than Microsoft. Nobody lies to their fan base more than Microsoft. And you have people that, toxic fanboys or not, you have people that spend their hard-earned money on your product and you do not deliver a return that justifies the value of the console. They don't give them back. You know, if third-party games are your thing, then fine. But as far as exclusives goes, Microsoft has not given their people. I'm not supposed to be taking L's like Spartan God. In terms of exclusives, Microsoft has not given their fan base, you know, giving people who spend their hard-earned money on their product, has not given them return value. I mean, I think, you know, other than maybe VR games, I think Sony might be done pumping out exclusives for the year. But we know what their roadmap is next year. They definitely got some shit planned, and then that's going to take us right into the next generation. We know what they have planned. You know, Microsoft in the meanwhile has introduced goddamn avatars. I mean, I'm 51 years old. What the fuck do I want with an avatar? That is like absolutely ridiculous. And then to make it even more fucked up, when they first talked about these avatars, they were gonna, you know, put microtransactions into these avatars. Are you kidding me? I think that monetization schemes are anti-consumer. With games like Gears of War having the most egregious microtransactions that I've ever saw. You know, with their slot machine style elite packs that cost $10, $20, which is absurd. You know, this company, when is Alvo for a PSVR coming out? I really don't know, J-Dog, because I haven't really heard anything lately about the game. And truth be told, at one point I was looking forward to Alvo more than I was looking forward to Firewall. For one thing was because Alvo is supposed to be crossplay with Oculus and Vive, so that was going to be a situation where you will never have to look for a match. Microsoft is a third-party publicity without leaving the console. Spartan God, I'm telling you, hold on a second. Okay, I'm jumping around from subject to subject and not really finishing, my shit. But, you know, Microsoft, the one thing that really gets me about Microsoft is how much they'll lie about something, you know, and then, you know, when an upcoming game is coming out, they'll lie about the experience. They'll lie about, you know, the game is trash, but they'll spend all this money in the advertisement and marketing and act like, you know, the gaming industry has never seen a game like this before. The game ends up being trash, and then you don't hear from them no more until it's time to sell something. You know, and as far as that kind of shit goes, look no further. You know, aren't they supposed to? I mean, but they lie, and then when people call them out on their lie and say this wasn't what you promised or what you described it to be, you just don't hear from them anymore. They disappear until it's time to sell something else. Now look no further than this crossplay situation. They made all that fucking noise about Sony, and when Sony complied and said, okay, we'll do crossplay, now you don't hear shit coming out of Microsoft's mouth anymore. Now they've disappeared. You don't hear nothing coming out of their mouth about crossplay. Now everything that's coming out of their mouth is about Scarlet, and I knew they were going to do that. Once Sony complied with crossplay and the pressure was on Microsoft to knock down that paywall and let the free game actually be free, I knew Microsoft was not going to say anything about that shit. I knew Microsoft was going to disappear, and they was not going to say shit about that until it was time to try to, you know, market something else. Now they're trying to get everybody ready for Scarlet, which I knew they were going to do that. I knew they were going to give everybody some Scarlet news to make everybody forget about that paywall. And it's Bros Play, by the way. I knew they were going to do some shit and make everybody forget about that Fortnite situation. And that's exactly what happened. Microsoft started talking about this cloud gaming shit and rolled out that little funky video of Phil Spencer, you know, who's Jim Jones, talking about, you know, cloud gaming. And now every Xbot and their mama is excited, you know, for streaming, when they bashed Sony for it. And, you know, it was like, you know, and thought that you know, and thought when Sony brought out PlayStation Now, they acted like, you know, streaming. They acted like streaming was the worst thing that ever happened to gaming. They acted like Sony did something that was going to contaminate the gaming industry, you know, like it was going to put out some kind of AIDS virus or something like that we would never going to recover from. But now that Microsoft put out that little shitty ass trailer about cloud gaming, now all these, you know, all these ex-booty lickers, you know, is you know, doing backflips over streaming. To me, now, Spartan God, what I was going to say was, I think Scarlet is Microsoft's last big fuck you before they get out of the console industry. I think Scarlet is going to be their last console, and I think they're the traditional console. They are not interested in selling that. They don't really care about sales of the traditional console that Scarlet is going to be, because they know that the hardcore people are going to buy that. What they are going to be trying to push is the streaming console itself, because they are going to sell it at a reasonable price, and they are going to try to push it onto this unsuspecting casual gamer. And then when a shitload of people go off and buy this fucking console, and then this streaming does not work, Microsoft is going to disappear. You're not going to hear a word from them again until it's time for them to try to sell you some bullshit ass game. Because once once Scarlet comes out, Microsoft is done. Their venture into console gaming will officially be over. And I think Scarlet is going to be Microsoft's last big fuck you for the road. They're their last bit of fuckery. You know, I've seen videos of people zooming in on this cloud gaming shit, and I've seen people moving thumbsticks, you know, on whatever device they were playing on, and there was no response from the game itself. The shit is not ready. This shit is not going to work. But Microsoft is still going to push it out there anyway, because I think the big reason is that they know the PS5 is going to sell. They already know that, you know, the traditional console. But what if it happens if Google does it better? If they do it better, which I hope Google does it better, that seals Microsoft's fate. Their casket will be sealed. And I will dance with glee. I will celebrate. I will run through the streets of Manhattan naked, throwing flowers everywhere. So, But I see you watching, Ryan. You know, I slipped a little bit of a podcast into this fight stream, but I'm gonna be ready to get up and fight in a minute. But I definitely wanted to slip that in because I didn't get a chance to get a podcast in today. But I definitely think that Microsoft is about to give y'all one last fuck you for the road with Scarlet. The shit's not gonna work right. We are not ready for streaming. A vast amount of people do not have adequate internet to be able to run this thing properly. And like I said, Microsoft is going to push this shit out here because they are going to break their backs to try to get the jump on Sony. They demonstrated it with the 360 generation. Look how much money it's going to take to get those. I don't know. I don't know. Say Dragon, but Microsoft, they demonstrated it with the 360 generation that they are all about trying to get the jump on Sony, and they make no bones about, you know, putting a broken, incomplete product on the market. And I'm promising you right now, I think Microsoft is watching Sony's every move. And I think once Microsoft has an idea of when they think Sony is going to release the PlayStation, they are going to release that streaming box maybe about a month before. My prediction is that the PlayStation 5 will be coming out in November of 2019, and I am sticking to that prediction. You know, but I do think that Microsoft, do not be surprised that if the Scarlet streaming box, do not be surprised if that releases towards the end of October 2019, just so they can get a jump on Sony, because it's going to be a lot easier for the unsuspecting casual gamer to drop $150 versus $400 or $500 for the PS5. And not only that, Microsoft is going to lie to them and make them think that you only need a 2 megabyte, you know, internet in order for this thing to function properly. And that is not going to be the case. And when people buy this shit and it lags the fuck out and they start crying and stuff like that, Microsoft is going to disappear until it's time to sell the next game. Until it's time to sell the Sea of Thieves DLC. Until it's time to sell State of Decay 3. So with that being said, let me get on up and get ready for a fight. So wait a minute, I'm all wonky like a motherfucker. Let me get this shit calibrated. There we go. I'm still crooked as fuck. Anyway, let's find a match, y'all, cause I gotta get this cardio in. Except Amazon. Hey, I hope Amazon get involved in this shit too, to tell you the truth. Because the more people that get involved in even in this cloud gaming, the more people that get involved as we have, and the more it'll put a stranglehold on Microsoft, because they are not going to dominate the streaming landscape. You know, they spending that advertising dollars, but they're not going to dominate that shit.
This is the match you've all been waiting for, folks. Once they touch gloves, the fight will be...
Okay. My screen jumping around. You got it, Ryan. You got it.
Fighter,
but my shit wonky as fuck.
Touch gloves.
Damn. My shit wonky as fuck. But I'm gonna try to fight anyway. Let's go, man. Damn. Fucking controls, goddamn.
A perfect hit from Rhino. Slams hard into his opponent.
God damn it.
Good hit.
What a hit! Rhino is a complete powerhouse. Rhino delivers a solid hit to his opponent.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Rhino looks like he's going for the knockout.
Solid hit by Rhino. What a shot! Rhino really showing off his power with that blow.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Rhino strikes a hard punch right to the opponent.
Rhino delivering a clean hit.
Oh shit.
1, 2. Rhino delivering an absolutely devastating blow to his opponent. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Hey, it'll be alright, bro. It'll be alright? Hey, bud, you know, you go ahead and get that dislocated shoulder fixed, man, and you know, take some time off and come back in about 6 months, alright? Take it easy, bro. Oh, oh shit, that was funny. These controls was wonky as fuck. I don't know what the hell was going on, but that shit was still fun. Hold on. Alright, let me try to get this shit calibrated. Give me a second, folks. I gotta adjust this camera. I'll be right back. Alright. Alright, folks. I hope y'all enjoyed that ass whooping. I thoroughly did. Hey, Ryan. Hey, I whooped that body like you said, man. I would have had to whoop that body. I didn't even break a sweat on that fight, even though the controls was wonky. But, shit. Let's go get another victim. What the hell's going on here? Oh shit, this game tripping. I don't know if I'm fighting a computer or a live opponent or what. But something is definitely going on with this game. I mean, but if it ends up I'm fighting the computer, then I'll just fight him just to get it over with.
Who's ready for a fight?
What the fuck?
Touch gloves.
There's supposed to be a Hollywood, what you call it, on the other side of the ring. Ain't this some shit? Yeah, this game is definitely
Moments away from the fight. Just
I ain't got no
as soon as
opponent
they
here.
touch gloves.
All right, everybody. Look like we'll have to. Oh shit! Look like I'm gonna have to close this shit down. Hopefully,
All right, fighters, touch gloves, and the fight will begin.
I'm gonna lose you people for a few seconds because I'm gonna close this app and reboot it, but I'm not gonna shut down the stream. Hopefully, it won't kick me out of the stream. So just give me a few minutes, folks.